The penalty we expected has been confirmed. Bubba Wallace, following his actions on Sunday at Las Vegas for intentionally wrecking Kyle Larson, has been suspended from competing in this weekend's NASCAR Cup Series race from Homestead Miami Speedway. And this is news that, I mean, let's be honest, we were all expecting this. I understand that some people may think that, because in previous instances like Gregson at Road America, you know, and other issues in the past where drivers have retaliated by intentionally wrecking someone, they've gotten off the hook. But you look at the circumstances in this situation, considering that it was at a much higher rate of speed, 150, 160 miles an hour, the fact that it's also with the next gen car, which has, I mean, it's been a hot public topic, very public topic, that has safety issues, and depending on the direction that Larson hit the wall, it could have done some serious damage to his body. In fact, if it wasn't for Christopher Bell being there, I mean, Larson would have hit the wall with the back end of the car, which is the worst place to hit with this next gen car. So you look at the circumstances surrounding the situation at hand, I felt like NASCAR did the right thing, suspending Bubba Wallace for one race. But what's interesting about this is that he doesn't get fined, nor does he lose any points, which I had a feeling it was either going to go one or two directions. They were either going to suspend Bubba Wallace or give him a massive fine and a point reduction, maybe 150, 200 grand and a 100-point deduction. Either that or they suspend him for a race. They chose to go that direction. And personally, I'm okay with it. I think it was a fair penalty. It was the right decision. And now we move on, at least for some. I know some people are still going to hold a grudge for this one, but it happened. Penalty has been made. Bubba Wallace sits out, we move on. Obviously, we don't know who's going to replace the 45 car for this weekend. Sources, I mean, speculation could be saying that more than likely will be John Hunter Nemechek. I mean, you think about it, John Hunter Nemechek was originally going to replace Kurt Busch before they tabbed Ty Gibbs to take over the now 23 car. So more than likely, Nemechek will take over the 45 car unless some other major changes take place. Now, I personally waited until the announcement was made for the statement that Bubba Wallace posted last night, posting an apology saying, quote, "I want to apologize for my actions on Sunday following the on-track incident with Kyle Larson and the number 5 car. My behavior does not align with the core values that are shared by 2311 Racing and our partners who have played a crucial role in my incredible journey to the top of this great sport. I want to apologize to NASCAR and the fans, along with Christopher Bell, Joe Gibbs Racing, and Toyota for putting them in a situation in the playoffs that they do not deserve. I compete with immense passion, and with passion at times comes frustration. Upon reflecting, I should have represented our partners and core team values better than I did by letting my frustrations follow me outside of the car. You live and learn, and I intend to learn from this." That's his response to the situation. Again, a couple things I have an issue with. Number one, it feels a bit too PR. Like you could tell PR kind of sprinkled in how that statement was structured. I mean, we've seen how Bubba gives statements in the past on social media, and that feels more like a PR. I feel like those are his words, but also sprinkle in some PR statements in that statement. He doesn't directly apologize to Kyle Larson. He says, "I want to apologize for my actions with Kyle Larson," but doesn't say, "I want to apologize to Kyle Larson." If you look at the second paragraph, he outright states, "I apologize to Christopher Bell, you know, NASCAR fans and all that stuff," which at the same time, which would lead to speculation that, wow, if this was an incident that was out of your control, because remember, he said it was a steering issue. If it was out of your control, then why would you apologize to Christopher Bell? I mean, racing happens, right? Sometimes, let's say you do lose your steering. Oh, you didn't mean to hit Larson and all this stuff happened. If this was clearly an accident, it wasn't intentional, you don't really need to apologize to Bell because it's racing. It happens. But the fact that he apologized to Bell was kind of an admission of guilt. That's like, yeah, trying to slide in there that, yes, okay, I wrecked him on purpose, which we all knew. We all knew he wrecked him on purpose. But let's be honest, Bubba Wallace, of course, people were getting mad at Bubba the fact that he lied by saying his steering wheel was off. Let's be honest. NASCAR, oftentimes they go by what the driver says. If Bubba were to go out and say, "Yeah, I wrecked him on purpose," well then, clear cut and dry. There you go. Big penalty then. But he's not going to say that, of course. No driver's going to say that. They're going to say something like what Matt Kenseth did in 2015 in Martinsville. Oh, a right front tire blew or something like that. So I'm not surprised how Bubba reacted in the situation by saying it was a steering wheel issue and things like that. At the end of the day, it was the right decision to suspend Bubba Wallace. But now, this is a precedent that NASCAR set. Anything that happens from here on out, if a driver intentionally wrecks another driver like that, the same penalty. And it doesn't matter if it's Cup, Xfinity, or Trucks. You right hook someone like that, you should be suspended. And NASCAR set that precedent, meaning the next time it happens, a situation like what we saw with Bubba on Sunday should not be a big fine or points reduction. It should be a suspension. They set the precedent. Now it's NASCAR's job, and we'll wait and see if they're going to be consistent with it, which I have a hard time believing. And one race is enough. I know there's some people that say you should be sat out for the rest of the season or you should be suspended for next year. Y'all are talking just out of your ass. All right, let's be realistic. Okay, take the bias out and just look at the situation, clear, cut, and dry. What Bubba Wallace did was wrong, and it was warranted in one race suspension. He doesn't need to be sat out for the rest of the season, I don't feel like. But what are your thoughts? Do you feel like this was the right decision to suspend Bubba Wallace? Do you feel like that he should have been fined or had a points deduction? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. And what do you think now about the future of situations like this? Do you feel like that NASCAR, now that they've set a precedent, do you feel like NASCAR is going to be consistent with this for future incidents? Let me know in the comment section down below. As a last statement, again, I'm a Bubba Wallace fan. I'm going to continue to be a fan of Bubba, but hopefully, like he said in his statement, in his apology, the last paragraph of it, he will live and learn from this. Hopefully he learns from this and learns to better control his emotions in situations like this. Emotions is good for the sport. And one of the reasons why I like Bubba and why a lot of people like Bubba is because of his emotions, that he's not a robot. He's able, you'll see him when he's happy. You'll see him when he's sad. But in situations like what we saw on Sunday, you have to learn how to control that. And hopefully with this situation, he's able to sit out for a week and is able to learn from the situation and improve for 2023.